Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, ready to embark upon a campaign of cruelty and oppression as I spread humanity's influence across the stars and eradicate pretty much everything I come across in Stellaris. At least, that's the plan. I was hoping to crush the galaxy beneath my hob-nailed boot in endless space too as well, but apparently that game hates Adobe Audition like Ridley Scott hates artificial intelligence. And if you're confused by that simile, hey, I would say do yourself a favor, but don't. If you want to understand the simile, go see Alien Covenant. You won't be doing yourself a favor because it's not a very good film, but you will then get the reference. So, yeah. Why do you say that, Pete? Well, because that's the only explanation for the plot of that movie that makes any sort of sense, is that it's one giant advertisement, like a 2-hour and 10-minute advertisement against developing artificial intelligence. But you know what? I digress. Different point. My main point was that Endless Space 2 had to die because it's got some real audio issues that make syncing the audio and video with that gameplay effectively impossible. It also sounded like trash because it periodically was just cutting the mic feed. I don't know what the deal is. So instead, I'm transferring the same theme of our Endless Space 2 campaign to another space-based 4X game that I know will actually record properly and sound okay. It's Purge time, Galaxy, so get your Ethan Hawks and get them into the panic room because the Peterian Empire is here and we're coming to, throw you in irons, force you to toil in our salt mine, and ultimately exterminate your entire species. Because, I always strive for realism in these sorts of Let's Plays. I think clearly I'm always going for realism. But this is exactly how humanity's first interaction with an alien species is gonna go, right? It's basically gonna be the Purge interstellar anarchy. So, that said, let's take a look at our empire here. We are playing the Peterian Empire. The Peterian Empire is an enlightened monarchy for certain values of enlightened. We are an imperial, so when we die, a designated successor becomes our new ruler. We are a complete and total police state, which means we don't really get any unrest at all. And we have myself leading as philosopher king. Geez, Pete, stroking your own ego a little bit. Yeah, well, stroking myself is the only way I ever get stroked. So, sometimes a man's got to do what a man's got to do. We are also authoritarian, which means it's easier for us to resettle our population and our slaves are less angry. And we are fanatic xenophobes, which means, we have rivalry games with everybody. Our borders are huge. We can purge and displace aliens, we can also enslave them, and every other single civilization despises us, which I think, again, pretty much how things are going to go when humanity finally gets out on the intergalactic sphere. We are repugnant because, as a descendant race of Perfidious Pete, I'm a powerfully homely man, and, genetics, well, it's a bitch. Slow breeders, yeah, said repugnance tends to inhibit our ability to successfully reproduce, because, people, by and large, just don't want to touch us. And we're extremely adaptive because as an untouchable person who nobody wants to fuck, we're forced to dwell beneath caves, bridges, and other troll-like structures. So we've come to develop the ability to adapt to pretty much any environment. Our current weapons of choice, nuclear missiles. We use wormhole travel. That's more a personal preference. I just like the wormhole mechanic. Have played a little Stellaris, not a lot. And we, of course, have humanoid ships, and we live on continental worlds. So, what's our galaxy size? I think we're going to go with, just the default setting, except for, let's do, a 2-spiral. What about a galaxy shape? This we might change. I don't really like ring galaxy. Elliptical galaxy, A 2-armed spiral, though, I think we can probably work with that. Although, technically, the Milky Way is a 4-armed spiral. We are going to be starting the Sol solar system as well. That's a start that they enabled for Stellaris. You can actually start in humanity's actual birthing place. We're going to begin in our own solar system. 9A empires with 3 advanced starts seems fine, 2 fallen empires. Everybody starts with 1 habitable world. AI aggressiveness, we're just going to leave everything basically on the default settlement. Empires are going to be placed in clusters. All of these things are fine. We are playing on Iron Man mode, of course, because what the hell's the point if we're not? No achievements? Come on, man. We got to get achievements. Achievements are half the fun. Talking about achievements, though, you know what? That actually is probably one of the greatest innovations in video gaming in the last 10 years, was somebody came up with the idea to, hey, let's give people let's just give people a mechanism that strokes their actual reward centers. Let's hit them right in the old pleasure center of the brain by telling them they have accomplished something when in fact they haven't accomplished shit. They've just been sitting in a chair playing a video game, but we can make them feel like they accomplished something. It's brilliant. So there's the Peterian Empire. In the eons since the first primitive Peterian Empire communities took shape in the meadows and forests of Earth, our civilization has spread and prospered. The early chaotic periods of our history saw many nation-states vying with each other for power, until we were at last under the influence of the strongest of these. Damn, Skippy, the people who are willing to clap their foes in irons and send them down to the salt mine to work themselves to death. You know, also we murder a lot. Only when guided by a single vision could we reach our full potential, and on era stability and scientific progress followed. Now, after the successful creation of artificial subspace wormholes, the finest minds of the Peterian Empire have finished construction of the first wormhole station at the edge of our system. Stars themselves are finally within our grasp. Let's begin. So we're going to start the game pause. This is actually not a turn-based strategy game like Endless Space. It is a pauseable real-time strategy game. Effectively, it plays like a lot of other Paradox interactive titles, a lot like Europa Universalis 4, or I don't remember if CK2. Pretty sure CK2 was also pauseable real-time. It's sort of their paradigm, and they've really hit their niche. This is one thing that Paradox does probably better than any other company that's making video games right now. They have the grand strategy game. They got that shit on farm. You pick up a Paradox grand strategy title, you're gonna enjoy your time with it. So here we are on Earth. Let's take a look at what we got going on. So this is our one planet. All right, our governor Gabriela de Vargas. She lowers unrest. She increases our building speed slightly, lowers the amount of time we need to clear blockers, increases our engineering, physics, and society output. Okay, I mean, she's pretty good. We have no edicts as authoritarians. We can enact a couple of these re-education campaigns, which gives our governing ethic that just makes people more authoritarian. Land opportunities, going to give us opportunity to attract migrants. We don't really have any to attract any from, so that's kind of useless. Infrastructure projects, costs a little influence, reduces our building cost and building speed by a lot. That's pretty good. How much influence do we have? Well, we can't do it now because we only have 100. It takes 120. We only have 100. We're going to be doing a lot of building early, which is why I was curious about that. All right. Surface of our planet. How's it look? Pretty good. We've got a buttload of energy coming in. Reasonable resources. Sort of standard starting. We do get bonuses here. Of course, our happiness for these people is a little down because, well, they're slaves. We've got these folks clapped in irons and being forced to work in the mines. In this case, they work in the Apple mines, which sounds confusing, but if you've ever seen one of Apple's production facilities with the suicide nets, you'll know what I'm talking about. We got some armies, okay, get the first colonial garrison. I don't really mess with armies much. By and large, ground combat isn't a thing. I don't really care much about it. It rarely seems to factor in, to my gameplay at least. Could be that, you know, that I'm just building it wrong. What's the first thing we're going to build? First thing we're going to build is another science ship. I just wanted to go ahead and get that started. Get our second science ship going. You gotta have science ships. They're sort of the foundation of any 4X game, and this game especially. You gotta know what's going on in your galaxy before you can start exploring it. Or exploiting it rather. You gotta explore before you can exploit. We need to get our leaders sorted as well. It's been a little while since I've played. Here we go. Just trying to remember where the leaders screen are. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kick all of these scientists. No, I don't want to fire them. I just want to make them not be a scientist anymore. In fact, I actually want to recruit another scientist. What do you got? You are eager. You make other leaders cheaper. Oh, you're just cheaper in and of yourself. That's actually not terrible, although you're a little old, 44. This guy has plus 25% survey speed. We're probably going to hire that guy. Anomaly research speed plus 50% and anomaly oh, this guy's real good too, though. Jose Manuel Sanchez. All right, you know what, Mr. Sanchez? I like the cut of your jib. Just don't get dirty on me. Although, you know, if you want to get dirty on me later, we'll talk. Let's just... I can't... I'm the Emperor of the Peterian Empire here. His Imperial Majesty can't be letting it know that Jose Manuel's giving me the dirty Sanchez on the regular because I'm into it. Yeah, we're going to recruit this guy. So why were we recruiting a scientist? Effectively, I was looking for somebody who's going to be better at doing survey and research speed. This guy, he's really good at it. So let's go to our technology. Actually, we want to go to our science. Yeah. So you're off the job. You're off the job, and you're off the job. First thing we're gonna do. Let's get some particular science we want to research here. What do we got? One thing that I do like about Stellaris that helps give it a lot of replayability. Your research tree, the tech tree in Stellaris, is not linear. You don't start at a particular point and go in certain directions. It gives you, there are tiers to the research, and it gives you a random number of potential research candidates from each tier, and as you expand, the number you have from that tier and future tiers goes out. But it's never the same. There is no hard and fast, like, best research path, best research method. It's different every time, which adds a really interesting dynamic to it. Okay, solar panels are actually pretty good. It just lets us build a tile improvement that gives us extra 3 credits, ingenuity and productivity. This is a tile improvement, right? Advances solar panel technology can potentially reduce the operating cost of our spaceports. Panels will require an entire spaceport. Okay, this is a spaceport module, right? All right. Gravitic sensors. Tuned to look for any gravitation such as those produced by the presence of a starship. These do what? Okay. Ship-mounted gravitic sensors, station-mounted gravitic sensors. Those increase our detection range. Not really that enthused by that. Physics lab's pretty good. It's just a way for us to generate extra production, extra... I don't remember what that is. Oh, it's technology production and science. Or like social research. There's scientific research, societal research, and industrial research. And this gives us a little bit of everything. I think we'll just go ahead and do the physics lab. Solar panel network is tempting as well, but not right now. Pete, why are you doing your sciences before you look at your... Because I just want to try and match the best advisor. See if we have one who has a bonus to computing or something. But I don't want to let my scientists dictate my research. I want to do it the other way. I want to let my research dictate who is researching it. Naval capacity plus 10%. Pretty good. Biolab's decent. It gives us another... It gives us the societal research. Yeah, additional society research, I guess is what they call it. This unlocks a heritage site. Area dedicated to early history of our empire and its people. I'm very tempted in that. It costs 2 energy to maintain and produces 4 unity. This is a new resource that they added in the Utopia. This originally, the last time I played Stellaris, they didn't have the Utopia DLC out yet, so I'm a little unfamiliar with this. We can use this to unlock new traditions. We can increase our output by building Autochthonic monuments and other unity buildings. So this unlocks a unity building. It's really expensive to build. Really expensive to build, actually. And it takes... I mean, maybe. It produces 4 per turn of unity, which we're only gaining 2. So it more than doubles our potential output. Naval capacity is interesting. It gives us military theory. Honestly, I think early on, we're just going to go for the biolab. Your base buildings that produce resources that you need to get into more resources. It's a 4X game, so it's scalable. The earlier you make that investment, the more powerful the dividends are going to be. Improved spacecraft, mineral storage capacity plus 2,000. That's pretty good. Corvette assembly yards, which would allow us to build bigger ships, and also a level 2 spaceport. I like that we have this available for research. I just don't think we want to do it early. Again, I think we're going to go with the engineering facility. We just want to be able to make sure that when we get some tiles unlocked here, we can take maximum advantage of those tiles. So let's take a look at our scientists. I have a feeling Jose here is going to be stuck on a science vessel. Lifespan, okay, what do you have? So this guy does have a bonus in computing, Fernando Riveros. We're going to, and that was, yeah, so we're going to have Rivero do that. We've got him getting a 10% research bonus to that. That's beautiful. Who's going to do our societal research? You're good at biology, and this is, in fact, a biological. All right, so far, so good. We're getting a lot of nice dovetailing going on here. Leading society research. This guy is commanding a ship. Extra 25-year lifespan is pretty good. You're good at rocketry, but not much else, so I think we'll go ahead and have you be our technological advisor. Start researching that. That's got those taken care of. So far, so good. Now, what are we going to do? Well, over here, let's take a look at our ships. We have... the HIMSS, that's His Imperial Majesty's spaceship. We got a construction ship, which we can't really do anything with at the moment because we have no resources to harvest. So what we need to do is get our science ship and have it start surveying. So we're going to survey and just survey Sol. Okay, I'm aware that it's not surveyed. I actually just want to... Did they change this interface slightly? Science ship used to just be able to go click survey and then tell your ship to survey what it wanted to survey, and it would do it. There we go. So we're going to survey this entire system. Where are we going to start? Looks like our ship's going to start by going to the moon. No, it's going to start by going to the sun. Then it's going to bank in. Okay, so we're just going to start at the inside, work our way out. This is acceptable to us. So the science ship is sciencing. Construction ship, we really don't have anything to do with that. Our first strike force here. You don't, unlike most 4X games where sort of your early units are ones that you tend to use to patrol the galaxy and kind of find neighboring star systems and what, that really isn't the way it goes in Stellaris, because all these guys can do, they can't really find anything out about any of our neighboring systems. We have Alpha Centauri here, which is a potentially habitable planet. We got the fact that we have 2 stars near us with potentially habitable planets is fan-freaking-tastic. That's outstanding. That's a really strong move. But we don't really want to use our ships to explore these neighboring planets because they won't learn anything about them. It really does take a science vessel to learn about neighboring systems, which is one of the reasons why that was the very first thing we built. So kind of what we want to do, really, just to sort of save... Isn't there a way we could mothball ships? I thought there was a way we could mothball. I don't want to disband them because I may need them eventually. I thought there was a way we could just park them in a spaceport and let them sit and do nothing. And that we got some of our, maintenance back for that if we did it. So like this fleet, can't we just order you to... Or was it... I'm trying to remember how to do this. Like, again, it's been a while since I've played here, so... Our strike force... What can... Okay, so we got their interface open. There used to be a way to... It was effectively like mothballing a ship in EU4. You could effectively mothball them just by having them in orbit. Maybe that's all you got to do is just have them in orbit around your home planet. Station maintenance. Ship maintenance is currently costing us 2.26. I suppose we could test that by sending them out and seeing if our ship maintenance goes up. But I really don't have a vested interest in doing that. Are there any other orders we need to begin to give before we start play? I don't really feel like it. We can't really do much until we begin exploring, although what we should do is go to the surface and probably clear one of these blocker tiles. So where do we want to start? What do we want to get more of? Energy is always a problem early, but so are minerals. We have some slaves working these minerals right here. I think what we're going to want to do is, let's see if we can build on this tile. Can we build... Yep, I want to... Oh, it already has... Okay, I was going to say, I want to build a mine on this, but this actually already has a mine on it. So let's start clearing this. Takes 40 energy, took a good chunk of our energy, but we're going to start clearing that tile, and then what we'll do is we will build another mine on top of that. So let's unpause and let the game start rolling out here. Just going to keep an eye on our ships. Again, early game, there's really not going to be a whole hell of a lot to see. We are paying a scientist right now to sit on his hands until his ship is done. Princess Svetlana Pete is the new heir to our empire and will take the throne when our current ruler dies. Oh, yes, Svetlana, she sounds like a very attractive lady, Pete. Perhaps you should go full Donald Trump and make wildly inappropriate comments about your own daughter, about how hot she is and how much you would like to get in her pants, huh? I'd really rather not do that. So, science ship is sciencing. This is good. Our construction ship is still idle. We surveyed the star. There it is. It's a G-class star. We didn't learn anything about it. Right now, we're taking a look at Mercury. Early game, real important. We want to find some mineral deposits or something. Give me some of that sweet, sweet pep here, Stellaris. Find me a reach. Okay, find me something I can exploit. That's what I want to do. I want to get my construction ship out and working as quickly as possible. Gotta give him something to do. Guy's just sitting on his hands. Okay, so our spaceship is finished. This is fantastic. So what do we want to do on our build queue here on our spaceport? Well, we could build some more ships. I really don't feel like we need to waste the resources on that. This Corvette, the Nimble class, we have no interest currently in expanding our military fleet. It's probably fine. What can we add? Okay, we have no modules for our spaceport, so I don't think we want to have our spaceport currently building anything. We'll just let you sit idle for a while, as much as I don't necessarily like that. But we do have a second science ship, which is fantastic. We're going to assign that a leader. All right, Manuel. You know, I've got an attractive daughter named Svetlana, and we have some sort of inappropriate sexual contact, Manuel. If you want to go for the dirty Sanchez action, I mean, maybe we could... how do you feel about incest? It's the real question. So let's grab... No, I don't want my construction ship, though. I want my idle science ship. The HIMSS Trailblazer. You are going to come and survey Sirius, the Dog Star. Oh, come survey Sirius, though. All right, so Manuel's going to start doing that system survey. Close the old galaxy map, and we will get back to work here. As you can see, Manuel's taking off. You know, Manuel, I hate to see you go, buddy, but I love to watch you leave. He's got a great dumper on him, Manuel. Shakes in his moneymaker all the way out of the system, too. Guy really knows how to work it. He knows how to work a room. All right, so our science ship has found... Outstanding. All right. We cleared a tile blocker, but more importantly, our science ship has found a deposit of minerals on Venus. So we're going to grab our construction ship. We got to give him a rule. What are you going to do? You're going to go build a mining station on Venus. That's going to allow us to pick up some sweet minerals. It did take a big chunk of our available minerals. We cleared a tile blocker. We would like to start building a factory as well on Earth, but we're going to need to wait for some monthly income here, so we'll have enough resources to do that. This mining station is going to cost us a little bit of additional power to maintain. Likewise, anything we build on the surface is also going to cost a little bit of power to maintain. How much resources do we require to build a mine here? So we need 60 minerals. We can do that. What about clearing another tile? Because I wouldn't mind trying to find a tile that has energy. We do have a tile that makes 2 energy. You know what? I think we go 40 minerals and go ahead and clear this. Now, we don't actually have any population working on this yet, which is fine. We have quite an abundance of food coming in. Our population will grow. So really, we don't need to rush unblocking that tile. We're probably good. We want to get our mineral production capacity up as fast as possible, because minerals really are... They are the entire throttle for the early part of a Stellaris campaign. The more minerals you can get, the faster you can get them, the faster your campaign is going to go. So you saw our ship teleported over through our wormhole station and has now gone to Sirius. Jose, checking around, flying out. So we got a habitable planet here. Sirius 3, looks like it might be habitable. Yeah, there's a continental world with 2 moons. Very nice. Moons give you a lot of extra bonuses. Planets with a lot of moons, highly desirable. I mean, just moons in general are pretty good. If you like looking at asses, who doesn't want to, get a good peep at some moon action? Io also has minerals. This is fantastic. What we really need to find now is a place where we can start producing some energy. Okay, so we discovered some alien life. The HIMSS Trailblazer has made a startling find on Sirius 3. The planet is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we encountered life forms that did not originate on Earth. Geez, we had to go really far, didn't we? Literally, the closest planet in our entire galaxy also has life, huh? It's the next closest... I mean, sure. Okay. That's awesome. I love the fact that we've discovered alien life. Amazing discovery has silenced those who believe we are alone in the universe. Yeah, take that, you scumbags. What with your doubting and your Drake equations and blah, blah, blah. We always knew it was out there, and it turns out life was literally right fucking next door. Skeptics. Although none of the alien creatures found on Sirius 3 are sentient, it's very likely a matter of time before we encounter beings that are. We may not be alone out here. Oh, so we didn't actually find sentient creatures. They don't even have better cognition like a rat. We basically found, like, bugs and shit. I mean, life is life, sure, but I was kind of hoping for something a little more dramatic. Survey continues unabated. So Io has some minerals. We will survey each of these moons. The other nice thing about moons is each of these moons does have an opportunity to have resources on it. So as we survey each of these moons, we could find something more valuable than just these minerals. Although a 4 mineral deposit early in the campaign, that's a fantastic resource to find. Peterian Empire is abuzz with the news of alien organisms discovered by the IHIMSS Trailblazer some time ago. While far from intelligent, there is life out there, an inescapable reality and a deeply unsettling prospect. Yeah, it's deeply unsettling for the Peterian Empire because they're like, well, we found some aliens. Guess we're gonna have to go fucking murder those guys. I hope they're bad fighters. Are they intelligent? I mean, it's gonna be way easier to murder a not intelligent species. I hope they're not intelligent. Yeah, looks like we also found some engineering research opportunity there. Really, at this point, all we're doing is just watching this ship survey our system and tell us what's going on. The HMISS Stevedore completed construction of a mining station in orbit of Venus. Fantastic mineral production has increased. What we need to do now is get some energy production up. So let's start clearing this tile blocker. It's going to take most of our resources, but once that's finished, we are going to want to try and put an energy research station on there. We're low on energy. We can really only build one more upgrade effectively until we get another energy source going. Okay, still got surveys doing here. One nice thing about Stellaris, too, is if you want to go to you can just, well, I mean, we're supposed to be able to just, yeah, there's a hotkey for that, which is Q. You can hotkey your way to pretty much any, ooh, okay, we found our first anomaly. Habitable World Survey. We now know without a doubt that the thriving biosphere is not something unique to Earth. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life found throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our xenobiologists have urged us to focus our planetary survey efforts on habitable, life-bearing worlds. So we can say a commemorable initiative begins the Habitable World Survey event, or we have more important matters to focus upon where we can just gain a quick 20 influence. I say this is a commendable initiative because how the hell else are we going to exterminate alien life if we don't know where alien life is? I mean, if we want to exterminate it, we got to find it. Also, Jose Manuel Sanchez has discovered an anomaly. A small rectangular object on the surface of this planet is deflecting all scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine its material composition. So this is a level 3 anomaly. Base failure risk on this is 20. We probably should not have Jose. I mean, Jose, buddy, I know you're eager to go touch the monolith and throw a bone in the air and possibly turn into a space baby like Dave, but I think it's not time for space babying right now. Let's get you all the way out to Jupiter, and then we'll come back for this anomaly later. What do you say? Sounds good? All right, sounds good. What's our other science ship doing? Okay, 2 palace. We got a ton of minerals in the early game. This is huge. If we could just find our way to get a little bit of extra energy here. Actually, open up on Earth. Earth, how you doing clearing that tile? I mean, they're making some progress. All right. We got the slaves out there breaking their backs. It's like an engineer in our XCOM campaign. Join the engineering team for the Peterian Empire, and as much as I hate to say it, you will be busting rocks. That's exclusively what you're going to be doing. Get a pickaxe and a shovel. I hope you get a sturdy back. Did you work out a lot in college? I mean, I know you studied hard because I can look at your grades, but I got to tell you, your ability to shovel debris is far more important than your ability to actually build or construct anything. It's a brutal, cold world out there. It's a harsh reality, but you're gonna have to just come to accept it. I'm probably gonna forego the engineering research on Callisto and instead take an opportunity to get the extra resources, the extra minerals. And what did we complete here? That's the anomaly we found. We just got a notification, but the music's a little louder than I normally have. I didn't hear what it was. Can't be that important. We have no idle ships. Really, all we got to do is just make sure we don't have any idle ships. Here we go. So let's pause this. Mars has an anomaly. This barren and lifeless world is showing signs of once having supported a biosphere. Well, I mean, fuck, it's Mars. Of course it does. No failure risk for Zhang Wu. You know what? Yeah, go ahead and research this, Zhang Wu. We're going to investigate this Martian anomaly. Let's hope it doesn't turn out to be John Carter. If we investigate the Martian anomaly and all we find is John Carter, man, I'm going to be real salty. So, Earth, are you finished clearing your tile blocker? That's what that notification was. Tile blocker cleared. Excellent. So what we're going to build here is a power plant. Get that started. All right, Earth is working on constructing the power plant, helping some of our power woes get out of the way. And honestly, I think now that we've got that started, our HMS construction ship here, we're going to want to have them go build a mining station. Probably let's go throw that on Callisto, just because it's so huge. It gives us, it's a big bonus. So we're going to build a mining station on Callisto. Although, seriously, on, like, can we build it on Io? We don't, right, we can't build it because we don't have, wait, we can build a mining station, can't we? Hold on. Go to Callisto. Callisto. Stop sleeping. All right, you bum. Get off your ass and go build a mining station on Callisto. Why can we not? Ah, because we don't have 73 minerals. Okay. I was getting on to you, man, for being a slacking loafer, but I guess if we don't have enough minerals to build it, that's a pretty good excuse. Admittedly, pretty good excuse. I'll accept this excuse for now. Okay, Sirius system has been fully surveyed. We got to give Jose Manuel Sanchez a chance to go do something else. We know there's still an anomaly there. We're gonna leave that be for now, Jose. I mean, I know you're an eager beaver. You really, really, really want to investigate the shit out of anomalies, but we can't do it. Instead, go survey Alpha Centauri. How come our guys are coming back over here? Well, this is how our wormhole generator is going to work. We can only teleport between... We have like an area of influence as defined by this little red zone. I don't remember whether our sphere of influence is the green or whether that's our warp... No, actually, it's this. This big dotted line here This is every system to which any of our ships can travel. And travel from those is going to be instantaneous from wormhole generator to wormhole generator. And as we need to expand, we can build more wormhole generators. That's fine. I thought we did a 2-spiral arm, but this appears to have very distinctly 4 spiral arms. It's possible I forgot to change it. Probable, in fact, that I forgot to change it because I'm a scatterbrained idiot. Taking your sweet-ass time over here, Zhang. I don't really want to call you out here, but speed it up. Oh, you can't rush good research speed. Oh, I beg to differ. If I go down there with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch, maybe make some idle threats against Zhang Wu's family, Wu's gonna get results. Yeah, it's a brutal scumbag tactic, and I'm aware of that, but you can't argue with results, man. Terraforming Canada discover. Our detailed survey of Mars revealed that it may once have supported life in distant planets. There are significant deposits of frozen water at the polar ice caps and beneath the planet's surface. The existence of valley networks suggests that the water may once have flowed freely. Terraforming this planet would theoretically be possible, but we do not yet possess the technology to accomplish this monumental task within a realistic time frame. That's it, huh? That's what you discovered, Wu? I knew I should have made threats against your family. You know what? It was uncalled for, and 2, it did get results. They were just shitty results. You're telling me, hey, you know, eventually maybe we could figure out how to terraform Mars. You know, somebody paid you grant money to do that research. Do you feel good about what you've accomplished, Zhang Wu? Do you feel good about your accomplishments? Do you really think you're actively helping humanity when you're doing stuff like that? Really? Is that what you think? Okay, so, yep, Sirius is surveyed. Trailblazer found an anomaly on Sirius 5 that we refuse to investigate. It's flagged on our map. We can always go back and check it at a later time. And it looks like, man, okay. Jose is getting busy working on Alpha Centauri. So we are, where is our events list? Because shouldn't we have one? I can't remember how you track events. I thought we had one. Habitable world survey. Okay, so far we have surveyed 0 of 8 habitable worlds. Well, I mean, we're working on it. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we're still, you know, making progress. Surveying the habitable worlds. There's not going to be any other ones in Sol, with the possible inclusion of the potentially terraformable Mars. You made me real salty, Zhang Wu. And we are waiting for some minerals so that we can get our construction ship out to Io to build a thing that will give us more minerals, which we need how many more of, by the way? I don't want to build a research station. I want to build a mining station. Hey, Stevedore, you want to go build a mining station out here? Why are we having such difficulty getting this to work? Okay, so we need 26 more minerals to build a mining station on Io. All right. Apparently we have to put it over the actual object. Very intriguing. Come on, give me 26 minerals. I'm just waiting, game. Pete, why don't you speed the game up? That's actually a good idea. Let's crank the speed up a little bit. We'll go to fast. We're just sitting here waiting for 26 minerals. Why not speed it up a little bit? Is that enough? Can we build this now? Nope, we need 14 more. 2 more months. Come on. Give me. I need stuff. I want some kind of accomplishment before I wrap up this episode. I have to have accomplished something. You know what? Crank the speed up even more. The Cybrax. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Alpha Centauri 3A. Incredibly, this civilization, which apparently referred to itself as the Cybrax, seems to have made up of machines that were linked together in some sort of collective consciousness. The age of the artifacts indicate that they were active some 600,000 years ago in this portion of the galaxy at least, but we've learned nothing of their exact origins. According to a partial data fragment that our scientists managed to extract from one of the artifacts, the Cybrax at some point launched a crusade to destroy all sentient organic life in the galaxy for reasons unknown. Oh, fantastic. Well, it sounds like a really ingenious idea to go to their home planet and start poking around on those Earth and sentient life destroying machines, you know, just so we might have a chance at waking them up so they can come destroy us. That seems fantastically smart. Let's definitely go poke a sleeping bear. We need 2 more minerals. All right, come on, give me 2 minerals. I want to get this mining station up.
Construction complete.
Okay, Earth has finished its surface construction queue, which means we should have some energy coming up. Gabriel de Vargas. So on the surface, we have built... Okay, so we have a big power plant on the surface, but currently nobody is working that power plant because we don't have any population. How close are we to growing here, by the way? Our habitability is 100% because, you know, it's perfect for us and also we're adaptable. Why is our planet not growing now? Population 8, Peterian Empire, we grow 1.7% per month. So one of the problems is that we're repugnant, so it does limit our growth because, again, nobody wants to bone anybody in the Peterian Empire. It's a bit of a problem. It's also one of the reasons why we've enacted our slavery policy. So if we need energy, we can come here to get it. We'll have a population unit that can grab us that energy. Do we want to clear any other tiles at the moment? Since we have a bunch of unworked tiles, it sort of seems like a bad idea. Also, technically, building that facility was probably not a great idea since we didn't have a person to work it yet. Okay, the Trailblazer. Do we have... Nope, we're still too short. I just want to get my construction ship started. I just want to build a mining colony on Io. Okay, what are you doing over here? Did you complete your system survey? Yes, the Trailblazer has completed its system survey of Alpha Centauri. Beautiful. Let's send you to, I'm guessing, I don't know, we'll go to Barnard Star. So you're going to go survey Barnard Star. And I'd like to point out just how good Jose Manuel Sanchez did as a job right here. It's time for Manuel to get an attaboy. He surveyed 2 whole systems, and this guy, Zhang Wu, what are you doing? You still haven't even... This guy's surveyed 2 interstellar systems. You still haven't even surveyed our whole solar system, Wu. I'm telling you, this Wu lady, she's not wooing me. This romance is not going well, Wu. That's all I gotta say. You're the opposite of wooing me right now. Get this shit done. You're all the way out to Neptune, so I mean, in theory, you're at least close to done. Still making me salty, though, Wu. Pete, you're always salty. I mean, that's true. It's part of my charm. What limited and non-existent charm that I have, it is a part of it. So, contact report, found some remnants. Intelligent life forms, intelligent life taunts with pointed absence. Reading a popular news post on Earth. The people of the Peterian Empire are apparently finding some humor in the fact that the lower forms of alien life are now a matter of public record, but potential equals from other stars continue to elude us. Science officer Jose Manuel Sanchez's report on the traces found in Alpha Centauri 3A seemingly only add an ironic twist to the situation. Maybe the Cybrex just succeeded. Did anybody on the planet ever think about that? They waged a campaign on sentient life. Maybe it worked. Maybe they went all final solution on the entire galaxy and they were like, nope, you know what? Fuck it. No more people. No more sentient life. This shit's gotta go. And then went back to sleep because their campaign to exterminate and eradicate life succeeded. And now we're over there fucking with their toys. How does this not seem like a recipe for just absolute disaster to anyone else? Okay, so we're going to go build a construction ship on Io. Beautiful. I'd love to build a research station on Callisto too, but as soon as we get this mining facility built, that's going to be pretty much the limit of what we can do from a power perspective. Inactive buildings. Yes, I'm aware that we don't have anybody to drive it. Alpha Centauri is fully surveyed. I'd love to put a person to work on our energy facility that we built on Earth, but, you know, we're Peterians and our people don't like to touch each other. They don't like to touch or be touched. They have, you know, they have space and body issues. Okay, Zhang Wu finally getting shit done here. The HIMSS Sagacious. Okay, Zhang Wu gained a level as well. All right, Wu, we got to give you a new task then. We got a man going to Barnard Star already. I guess we'll just send you to Bunda. So why don't you go out here and survey Bunda. And I think that's where I'm going to wrap this episode up. We got surveys in progress. We got construction being done. The Peterian Empire is developing slowly, but we are developing. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to see the remainder of our campaign of intergalactic cruelty, although at this point it seems like we're walking in another man's shoes because I kind of feel like the Cybrex beat us to the punch. They did what we planned to do and they did it 600,000 years ago. The Peterian Empire is starting out as a Johnny-come-lately. All that means, though, you don't necessarily have to do it first. We just have to do it best. Also, yeah, Zhang-Wu, it's nice that you leveled, but I don't need this to continue there. Sol system is fully surveyed. Fantastic. I'm going to go be a Johnny-come-lately now at the end of this episode. Thanks very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, like in the comments section. Want to see more? Subscribe as well. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.